To me, Global Reach Out is inspiring.
It's connecting with God, reaching out to the world, and impacting life.
The stories that are shared is so personal and it deeply impacted me.
Global Reach Out to me is reach out to the truth.
Connecting hearts, connecting lives. You're listening to Global Reach Out.
Let's continue from the 3 P's of leadership definitions. The 4th P, the potential. God does not call a person to lead without endowing him or her with spiritual gifts and talents. To have the desire or passion to lead is not enough. He or she needs to have some leadership skills. Example, planning, relating to people, etc. With abilities come responsibility. We can see in Matthew chapter 25 verse 14 to 30 and Luke chapter 19 verse 12 to 28 on the parables of the talents. The right and responsibility to take charge also means the right to accept responsibility when things go haywire. The temptation to pass the buck is real. Leaders need to resist it. A servant leader has a humble heart who looks out the window to find the true causes of the success and in the mirror to find and accept responsibility for failure. A leader has to take responsibility when things go haywire rather than blaming others or circumstances. The courage to lead means the courage to admit when you are wrong and own it up. The buck stops here. Should be the motto of the leaders. Followers will respect leaders when they refuse to pass the buck. Consequently, responsive and responsible followers will be developed. 5th P, the position. Christian leadership is expressed through the servanthood. John Mott quoted, "A world leader sums up well concerning Christian leadership when he remarked this. I have in mind the use of the world leadership which our God doubtless had in mind when he said, 'He who would be greatest among you shall be the servant of all.' Leadership in the sense of rendering the maximum of services. Leader in the sense of the largest unselfishness, in the sense of unmeasuring and unceasing absorption in the greatest work of the world, the building up of the kingdom of our Lord Jesus Christ." Jesus came to redefine leadership power. To lead is to serve. "For I am among you as one who serves." Hence, the term servant leader describes what biblical leadership is all about. To lead is to serve. A servant leader will be that of a shepherd, someone who will exercise care as well as lead, someone who will protect as well as guide. Leaders are called by God to be his servants and not superstars. Servant leadership is a lifestyle and not a technique of doing leadership. Hence, the call to servanthood is extended to all leaders and disciples. Our first calling is to servanthood, not leadership. To be a servant or a slave in the New Testament time means a loss of property, suffer abuse by unkind owners, but more importantly, a loss of individuality and personal rights. If we define leadership in terms of power, prestige, and position, it cannot be called biblical leadership. In fact, it contradicts biblical teaching. Servant leadership paradigm is the only biblical model. Turning the power upside down, not lording over others, but serving others is true greatness in leadership. Greatness in leadership is not measured by position, power, possessions, but service to others. Mark chapter 9, verse 37. Self-sacrificing and not self-seeking is the essence of biblical leadership. True servant must have heart, head, hands, and habits aligned if we want to lead like Jesus. Christian leadership is a ministry rather than a job. Broadly speaking, the difference a ministry and a job is that the former is 24 hours, duty based on love, want to serve and out of constraints, while the latter is a 9 to 5, duty out of obligation, have to and out of compulsion. 6P. Primary motivation. A leader has two motivations in leading others: for the good of the followers and the glory of God. It is easy to manipulate people to do what we want for our own benefit rather than theirs when we are in a position of power. Power can corrupt because leaders are also human with all the faults and flaws. Leadership is influence, and influence is power. Power has been defined as the capacity to ensure the outcome one wishes, to prevent those one who does not wish. With that power, a leader can use it properly or misuse and abuse it. When leadership patterns are inappropriate, it is misuse of powers. Leadership, born or made? This question has no easy answer since you have proponents on both sides. According to Richard Harvey, your genes influence leadership through other personal characteristics such as intelligence, personality, and values, and interact with environmental forces in complex ways. However, it seems there is a trend towards understanding that leadership is made rather than born. Miles Monroe, in his book The Spirit of Leadership, makes the following observations. Every human being was endowed by the Creator with leadership potential. Trapped within every follower is a hidden or undiscovered leader. It is waiting to be discovered. Although every human has the instinct and capacity for leadership, but most do not have the courage or will to cultivate it. Genuine leadership is one of the internal disposition which relates to a sense of purpose, self-worth, and self-concept. You are a leader regardless of your present status or your feelings about your leadership ability and potential. Ken Blanchard and Mark Miller put it this way: anytime you influence thinking, beliefs, or development of another person, you are engaging in leadership. I agree with him totally.
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out. We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.